What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Crest of Courage card game channel. Today I wanted to show off the Magnamon deck I've been working on. This deck is super fun, but without further ado, let's get right to the deck profile. So starting us off with the eggs, we do have the one Bukamon. Of course, it is limited to one, so you can only play the one, and it has the amazing inheritable effect that when your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards than this Digimon gains jamming. So of course that's super good. Just to be able to get a quick jamming check-in with a rookie or even with any of our Magnamons is also nice. Even though they have the armor purge to protect them, jamming doesn't hurt. This isn't really super necessary because of that. We are also playing the jamming Veemons, but just having that one extra little source of potential jamming can come up. And then we're playing 4 copies of Magnamon, who just has 1 attacking. If you have a blue Tamer in play, draw 1. We do have quite a few blue Tamers that we definitely like to get out quickly, so it's pretty easy to see that effect come up. And drawing cards is always good, so of course we're just playing that for the draws. And that's pretty much it for the eggs. On to our rookies. So for all of our level 3s, we do have a lot of Veemons. The main ones here you're going to want to use for sure. First of all is this BT12 Veemon is our main searcher. Of course, he's got on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Imperial Dramon in its name or free in its traits, and 1 card with Davis in its name. Add them to your hand, bottom deck the rest. So almost everything in this deck is free except for our main level 6 Magnamon X and a couple other random cards. But this is going to get you like 90% of the Digimon and all of our Tamers. If you get both, that's great. And it also has this inheritable that end of turn, this Digimon and one of your other Digimon in play may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand for the cost. That can come up. I am playing a couple DNA Digimon, and I'll get to that later. But it is definitely a useful effect. And the other main Veemon you definitely want to be playing is this new promo Veemon, who just has your turn once per turn when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with the free trait. If you have a Tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So all of our Magnamons, pretty much our whole level 4 lineup is all Magnamons. They all Digivolve for 3 on a Veemon. So this really helps, to bring that cost down to 2, which is where you normally want to see it for when you're Digivolving to your champions. And it also has, when attacking, if this Digimon has 2 or more colors, draw 1. The really cool thing about that is it's not once per turn, and that definitely can come up. There's a little bit of unsuspending in this deck, so you can see multiple draws from that inheritable. The next main Veemon I would highly suggest playing is the jamming Veemon, just playing for him. Getting that early game aggression is super good. Of course, why not get some free checks in with your rookie? And again, one of the Magnamons unsuspends itself, so you can get a jamming check in with the Veemon, Digivolve it into the Magnamon that unsuspends, and then get another check in with him as well. So really strong combo there. And then these Veemons are kind of more flex spots. You could play Ukomons here instead if you prefer that. I tried out a few Ukomons myself personally. I didn't really love it in this deck. He does have the free trait, so he is still searchable with this. And of course Ukomon does a lot of crazy things, gaining memory, hatching you more eggs, etc. It's great. Definitely try it out. Personally, myself, I found wanting just more Veemons. I felt like I would always have an Ukomon when I didn't want it, when I needed a Veemon, because you'll see later we do have a Davis that plays out Veemons, and then we do have some security effects that could Digivolve onto a Veemon, but when you just have an Ukomon, it kind of feels bad. So, but that is an option, but I am running just 2 of the EX1 Veemon that has the inheritable when this Digimon it becomes unsuspended during your main phase gain of memory. Again, if you have one of the Magnamons on him, you swing, dies in security, armor purges, Digivolve the other Magnamon on him to unsuspend, it can gain you that memory back, and that can be useful sometimes. And then this Veemon here from BT8, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 2-color blue card among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. This is just nice because if you really, really need to see that level 6 Magnamon X, you can just play him to look for it, because this one is not able to search it out. So if you really need to see it, you go to play that one, or you can also just grab any of your other Magnamons, which is nice too. But that's pretty much it for the rookies. So on to our level 4s, we're just playing 4 of each Magnamon. So starting us off here, good old BT8 Magnamon. Of course, Digivolves for 3 on a Veemon, has Blocker and Armor Purge. And when Digivolving, you can unsuspend this Digimon, and it gets plus 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn for each card with Armor Form in its traits in your trash. This thing can get super duper powerful late game. I've seen this thing get up over 20k, you know, when you have a bunch of these guys in your trash. It's pretty freaking nuts. But yeah, just, you know, Blocker, Armor Purge, super good. Unsuspend especially wins games. That unsuspend just straight up wins games for me almost every time. But then we have the BT13 Magnamon here, who again Digivolves for 3 on a Veemon, has a Blocker, does not have Armor Purge, but has all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area, draw 1, then you may play 1 Veemon from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So get to play a free Veemon. You know, if you play one of our searchers, then you get that free search again on top of the drawing 1 from him leaving the battle area. It's pretty cool. Though it kind of makes him better to use as a blocker on your opponent's turn, because if you swing into security and he dies, you do get to play out the Veemon, which is great, but, you know, it is freshly played, so you can't attack again with it, even if you were to, you know, go into Magnamon to unsuspend or anything like that. So that's kind of the only downside, is because it's freshly played, it doesn't just get to still do stuff like the other ones do with the Armor Purge. And then last but not least, the new one we got out of the new Double Typhoon starter deck. This Magnamon is freaking amazing. Black and blue instead of the yellow and blue like the others is kind of interesting. But again, Digivolves for 3 on a Veemon, has this amazing security effect to de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then one of your Digimon may Digivolve into this card without paying the Digivolution cost. And then it also has Blocker and Armor Purge, so all the Magnamons are blockers, and they all have a way to kind of still save the Veemon underneath it. And then it also has, when Digivolving, trash the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon for each of that Digimon's colors. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. So again, that's amazing. When Digivolving, you know, trash a Digivolution card, potentially return something to the hand is great, but combo that with the security effect. So if you happen to have a Veemon out, when this gets checked in security, you're going to de-Digivolve something, get a free Digivolve on the Veemon, and then it's also going to activate its when Digivolving effect to be able to trash a Digivolution card and potentially bounce something to the hand. This thing is just super amazing. You love to see it come up in security. You know, it's great to just Digivolve normally. All around, I really love all the Magnamons. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to choose if we ever get any more in the future. These are all so good as it is. But that is about it for our level 4s. All right, so this is what I got so far for my level 5s. I will say I'm probably going to end up swapping out this Shakuamon for another Chimeramon and just do 2 and 2 of them. But, you know, this guy has come up sometimes. You know, he can DNA Digivolve on a blue and a yellow, so pretty much any of our Magnamons can DNA into this guy. And when Digivolving, you can recovery 1, and when DNA Digivolving, you can return one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the amount of cards in your security stack to its owner's hand. That's not too bad, and also has this really good, when attacking inheritable, that one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k for the turn. Not bad. Again, just not quite as useful overall as Chimeramon, so I am probably going to end up swapping him out once I get my next Chimeramon coming in the mail. So if you haven't seen this guy before, he's crazy. He DNA Digivolves off of any 2 level 4s, and when Digivolving, you can place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1000 DP for each of this Digimon's colors until the end of your opponent's turn. And your turn, this Digimon is treated as having all the colors in its Digivolution cards, and while this Digimon has 4 or more colors, it gets plus 4000 DP. So this thing's amazing. It's really easy to get this up to 4 colors with if you have the blue and yellow and the blue and black Magnamons. That's blue, black, yellow, and white still counts. So pretty easy to get him to 4 colors in this deck. So you can hit 4 of your opponent's Digimon for minus 4000 DP. That's pretty crazy. You know, just like I said, the end of turn DNA with Veemon can come up to go into this guy and just kind of wipe their board. and that's pretty cool. And also he's a 12k on your turn if he's got all 4 colors, so he's a pretty strong attacker by himself. And you know, the DNA digivolving, of course, resets your whole stack, and they digivolve on suspended, so they can get that extra swing in to kind of finish off a game. So if you have 2 Magnamons out and you know, swung at security, got your opponent's security down to 0, you could just DNA into one of these and swing for game. That alone is pretty much worth playing a couple DNA Digimon like them, in my opinion. But I will say overall, I think Chimeramon is a little better than Shakumon. Next, though, we are playing 2 copies of Zudomon, and this is kind of just to have an ace, because we have so many level 4s. So this really could be, you know, where Garurumon ace. This could even be Magna Angemon or Angewomon ace as well, because we have so many yellows. But in my opinion, Zudomon is overall the best, because he has on play, and when digivolving, you may trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. So it works really well with the black and blue Magnamon for, you know, the fact that it also trashes Digivolution cards, and, you know, if it comes out as security, it can de-digivolve something, and then if something attacks, you can go into this guy to trash the rest of its Digivolution cards and put it back in the hand. Pretty easy ways to get rid of even like level 6s and stuff by doing those kind of combos, so it's really nice in my opinion. I think he's the best one, but like I said, all the aces are pretty good, and just having any kind of counterplay on your opponent's turn is always nice. So yeah, pretty much in my opinion, just a couple DNAs and a couple aces is the way to go. So last but not least, of course, I'm just running 4 copies of Magnamon X Anybody as my only level 6. So it can digivolve for 3 on any of our level 5 yellow or blue cards, so pretty much our aces and our DNAs, it can digivolve on them for just 3, which is pretty nice. Or you can also digivolve for 4 on any of our Magnamons. But this thing is amazing. It has this effect here: opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, if a card with armor form in its traits or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may switch the target of the attack to this Digimon. So of course, if you have any of your Magnamons in its Digivolution cards or X Antibody, which I don't play currently, you can just reroute any attack to him. It's super crazy. He can be suspended, unsuspended, it doesn't matter. It's not blocking. He can just take any attack that you want him to. And then he has all turns. When this Digimon would be deleted, you may place the top card of this Digimon on top of your security stack face down to prevent that deletion. So if he gets deleted, he just goes face down on top of your security and saves the stack underneath him, so you could potentially digivolve into another one. So that's pretty much why I play 4. Again, also because we can't search it with our main searcher, but I definitely see him when I need to, so I haven't really had any problems there. But that's pretty much it for our high-level Digimon. There are a lot of really great level 7s you could play that I'm not currently playing, but I plan to kind of mess around with here pretty soon. So for one, you could, of course, throw in like a Blitz Omnimon from BT5. You know, just Digivolve on Suspend and Blitz attack for game. You know, throwing one of those in would be cool. I've also seen people playing Omnimon X Antibody, which is really interesting. Of course, he has a lot of really powerful effects when digivolving to, you know, delete stuff, and when attacking, like trash security and everything. So that one's not bad at all if you use the X Antibody option. But of course, one of the main ones to use, in my opinion, is Jesmon GX. I don't currently have any. That's the only reason I haven't been testing out 1 or 2, but I intend to get some soon and try that out, because it's very, very powerful for the deck, and I've seen him used very effectively. So if I had to recommend any level 7s, it'd probably be Jesmon GX overall. Alright, so for our Tamers, I'm just playing 2 copies of Davis, of course. This is just our memory setter to set us to 3, and has the on play: reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand, bottom deck the rest. So we have no green Digimon, but it can add any blue Digimon it sees. So that's, of course, always nice. And then the main Davis we want to be playing all the time is the promo Davis, who has start of your main phase. If you have a Digimon with a free trait, gain 1 memory. Again, pretty much everything in here is free, so we're going to be gaining memory almost every turn with him. And then you have on play, activate one of the following effects. You may play a Veemon from your hand without paying the cost, or one of your Digimon may Digivolve into an X Veemon in your hand without paying the cost. So that part doesn't matter. We don't have no X Veemons, but playing him to play a Veemon for free is so much value because he's going to be gaining you memory every turn after that. And if this dude gets hit in security, of course, it has the same security effect all Tamers do to play him. So the cool thing is that you could play out one of your Veemons, maybe get a search off it or whatever. And then if they check security again, maybe the Magnamon comes up, Digivolve something, Digivolves on that Veemon you just played for free, also for free to, you know, trash sources and return something to the hand. And then you have a blocker sitting there to block the next attack. So sometimes some crazy stuff like that can happen, and that's why I definitely like to see as many Veemons and Magnamons as possible. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't run any less than 4 of this Davis. This guy is just too good for the deck. Last but not least, our option cards, of course, playing 3 copies of Mental Training. And this one should go without saying. It's one of the best cards out right now. Just, you know, all the trainings are good. Pretty much everything in this deck is blue, so just 2 costs to search our top 2 cards, take any blue card among them, and bottom deck the rest. And then the delay effect is super useful because our Digivolution costs are pretty high in this deck. Getting to Digivolve for -2 is really nice. And then, of course, Fire Rocket. Again, probably should go without saying here. Only a 1 cost. Can play it as long as you have anything with Armor Form in its traits. Again, everything's Armor Form pretty much. And it just says one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors gets Security Attack +1 for the turn. The security effect here is pretty lame. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with Blocker. It doesn't really come up much. Except, you know, maybe in the mirror match a little bit. But yeah, just Security +1 is great. Especially with the unsuspending Magnamon and everything. And then this card right here, Awakening of the Golden Knight, this can steal games. This has won me so many games because of the unsuspending Magnamon specifically. So for 3 costs, while you have a Digimon with Armor Form and its traits in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Main, you may Digivolve one of your Digimon with Armor Form and its traits into a Digimon card with Magnamon in its name in your hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements and without paying its memory cost. The Digimon that Digivolved with this effect can't have its DP reduced by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's turn. And the security effect returns 1 Magnamon from your trashed your hand, or 1 Magnamon in name, technically, so you can't get the X antibody, and then add this card to your hand. So it pulls one of them out of trash, adds it to your hand, and yeah, like I said, this thing just wins games. You swing in with one of your Magnamons, check the last security. If you have enough memory to play this, to go into the unsuspending Magnamon, you can just unsuspend and attack for game. Kind of like a mini Blitz Omnimon, but also just using it to go into Magnamon X for a little bit cheaper is really good too. Last but not least, I'm just kind of messing around with 1 copy of Plasma Shot. I find it's really good right now against Numamon decks, which are so powerful at the moment. So again, while you have Armor Form and its traits in play, you can play this without meeting the color requirements. And main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4,000 DP for the turn, and all of your opponent's Digimon get -1,000 DP for the turn for each card with Armor Form and its traits in your trash. And then activate the main effect from security. So yeah, just like a big blanket effect to do massive DP reductions across the board. And, you know, late game, this can be really crazy. So that's pretty much it for the options. All right, you guys, that pretty much does it for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video or got anything out of it, don't forget to smash that like button. It does help me out a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. But I'm loving this deck. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.